From secret locations in the map that you didn't even know existed to crazy duplication glitches, letting you get infinite of any item. I'm going to be testing 25 insane secrets inside of Plants vs. Brainrots to see which ones are true and which ones are fake. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so starting off with secret number 1, apparently on the rightmost island, which I'm currently on, the rock next to it actually has a secret image hidden inside of it. Now, obviously you guys know you can't actually jump on the water right here because it just teleports you back to your base. But if we go on these lily pads right here, we should be safe. So let's test that one out real quick. And boom, we just got teleported back. I think we have to land this basically perfectly. Well, that took a little while there, but hopefully we can make onto the second one without dying. There we go. And now let's jump over to the rock, and there should be a secret image hidden over here somewhere. Oh, it looks like there's a hole right here. Let's go down. And wow, that is actually a true secret. So this right here is the Meow, or otherwise known as the Gadolini Owlini. And this is it in its original AI brainrot form. So that is a very cool secret. I actually did not know about this, but it turns out it is true. And while we're here, I'm going to move on to secret number 2, which conveniently is right here as well. And that is apparently we can actually go inside of this image. That seems a little ridiculous, but let's give it a go. So apparently there should be a room just right inside of here. Let's take a look in. Oh, wait, there is. So can we get through it? Wait, bro, we can. Well, that's certainly interesting. I wouldn't consider this to be much of a room, but I guess, yeah, that's true. So secret 1 and secret 2 are actually confirmed myths. Well, that was a pretty cool secret. Things are only going to get more insane from here, and I'm going to show you guys some insane secrets later on in the video. So let's continue on to secret number 3. All right, now for myth number 3, as you guys can see, I am on a brand new account, and this myth actually only works on the new account. And apparently, on new accounts, you can actually walk straight through the spawner. So at the moment, it doesn't look like I'm currently able to do that. I don't know, let's try from the side. Yeah, I highly doubt this one's going to work, but nonetheless, we're going to test it anyways because it might just work. But apparently, once we complete the tutorial, we'll start to know how this works. So let's buy the cactus, of course, place that down, and then we're going to grab the new beanie bananini, which is very important. And once we get this is going to be the most crucial thing to completing the secret, apparently. So let's place it down, collect this money, take it up. Then we now have to pick up the cactus before it kills any of these brainrots. And this is very important. We cannot have any brainrots spawning while this is happening. Now, apparently, we just have to type in /e dance and hold out the new beanie bananini. So let's do that in 3, 2, 1. What the? Oh, what? I literally just walked through the spawner. Can I get out? What? We're locked out. Huh? I'm literally just trapped inside of the spawner right now. And there's no brain rots inside of here. Now, just for testing purposes, let's place down a cactus real quick. And now there's going to be stuff getting killed. And let's see if this will work. Oh, no way. So it only works when there's no plants being placed down. I don't think it matters if it's the first brain rot you get, actually. I think it just matters that there's nothing on there and that you're holding a brain rot. But the person who told me about this just explained it like that, so I assumed it had to be the first brain rot you get in the game. But I guess it doesn't. So that's a crazy secret. I actually can't believe that worked, because I don't think there's any other way to actually get inside. You can't even put your camera in there either. So yeah, that is an insane one. So yeah, that's number 3, myth confirmed. Let's move right on to the next one. So moving along to secret number 4, apparently we can actually claim the group rewards without joining the group or liking the game. And that's why we're on a new account here. So let's quickly complete the tutorial so we can test this one out. Cactus seed. Now we just got to take Mr. Nubini Banini over to his slot. Okay, that should be the guide, right? Yeah. Now we've unlocked the shop section here, so we can click on that, scroll down to the bottom and press this little button here that says group rewards. Once we click on that, we need to like the game and join the Yogurt Games group. But of course, we're not going to be doing that. So let's wait a few seconds to trick the game into thinking that we like the game and join the group, because there's actually no way of telling if you did or did not. I think, at least. Because apparently there's actually no way of the game being able to tell if you join the group or not. Let's tab out over here to the website so it thinks that we're not in the game right now. Maybe we can trick it like that, but let's head back to the Roblox here, see if we can claim it. Join the Yogurt Studios group first. Maybe it can tell if we're in the group or not. Yeah, I don't think this is working, so maybe it can tell. Let's go ahead and join the group though, and we're going to see if we can get the rewards without liking the game. So as you can see, we are not liking the game here. So already this myth is proved false, but we're just going to see if we can do it without liking the game. Join the Yogurt Group Studios first. Bro, I'm literally in the group. What are we talking about here? Hello? Error, make sure you like the game. Oh wait, I didn't even like the game. Let's go. If I quickly go over here to Plants vs. Brainrots, I have not liked the game. So, I mean, yeah, the Smith is false. You still have to join the group because I guess they can tell, but you don't have to like the game. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say fake myth. Let's move on to the next one. And for secret number 5, we are back on my main account, and this one has to do with the mango plant. Now, apparently the mango plant takes exactly 67 minutes to grow in reference to the mango 67 meme. As well as this, apparently the price is something to do with 67, so let's go to the shop. It looks like here, 367 million. That certainly must be a reference to the Mango 67 meme. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, it's like a popular brainrot meme where it was like Mangoes 67. It's kind of from last year, but I guess it still has some sort of relevance. But to actually test if the main myth is true about the mango taking 67 minutes to grow, we got to plant a mango. So I should have a mango seed somewhere here. There we go. We got 2. I think my garden is going to be full though, so we're going to have to get rid of something here. Maybe we'll get rid of the level 1 King Lemon. And let's place down the mango seed. And it's going to take roughly 1 hour and 7 minutes to grow, if you add that extra 20 seconds on there. So if we search up what is 1 hour and 7 minutes in minutes, 1 hour and 7 minutes is 67 minutes. I mean, that's kind of obvious. 1 hour is 60 minutes, and then 7 minutes, you just add that on. So 67 minutes. And also, you can get this special troll face variant of the mango, which is yet another reference to the Mango 67 troll face meme. But as I said, a lot of you may not remember that because it is quite old, like a year old or something. It is low-key a dead meme, but it's kind of cool that they added that. It's a pretty cool reference. But yeah, that is myth confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. So next, this is something to do with the leaderboard. Now, I have been told that the money leaderboard inside of Plants vs. Brainrots is full with bots and hackers. So to test that out, let's come over to the leaderboard and click on this little money section here. Bro, what? Why does everyone have 9.2 quadrillion exactly? I swear, it's been like this for ages. What is going on? Nah, bro, you're not telling me half these people are real? Neon, Electro Cypher, Noah Wolf Chaser. What are these bots, bro? Yeah, nah, none of these people are real. Why do they all have this one profile picture? And they all have exactly 9.2 quadrillion? Yeah, I highly doubt any of these people are real. I don't know what the devs are doing, bro. They need to fix this. Why is the most money held leaderboard just full of bots? I mean, myth is true, but come on, devs. We need to fix this up. Let's just move on to the next one and say that's true because, yeah, these guys are not real. Moving on to secret number 7, apparently the biggest brainrot in the entire of Plants vs. Brainrots was actually a Titanic 6-7. However, it actually got nerfed back to a normal size basically instantly after it spawned in during the admin abuse, and I don't think they meant to do it because that thing had like 60 quadrillion HP. Like literally, even some of the best items in the game like this are unable to kill it, even if you had like 80 of those. And so ultimately, the only way to obtain this item was to use this wheelbarrow right here that clears all brainrots on the row. And I actually did end up doing it during the admin abuse and getting a Titanic 6-7. However, it was quickly reverted and put back to normal size, scamming all of the players that bought it. To be honest, I don't really think it was that much of a scam though, because that thing was huge, and I'm going to put a picture up on the screen right now of what that thing looked like. Yeah, it was insane and probably would have ruined the game's economy, not to mention how insanely pay to win that would have been. Like, literally impossible if you're free to play, so that would have absolutely cooked the game. But I'm going to show you guys what that now looks like, and this is the Titanic 6-7 now, and this is what it was before. It still makes a solid 90k. However, compared to a normal one, it's really not that much bigger. I mean, as you can see in the image, it was taking up the whole map. Like, honestly, it was crazy, but I'm slightly thankful that it did get removed from the game because that would have just broken and killed the game. So that is a myth confirmed. That was the largest brain rot in the game. However, it was removed. Okay, so moving on to number 8. Apparently, if a plant has too much DPS, it'll actually gain a cooldown. So as you can see, if we scroll over any of these, it doesn't show any sort of cooldown here. But if we, for instance, pick up this Rumbino like this and take it out in our inventory, we can see it actually does 6.2 million damage, but it's on a 2-second cooldown. When I place it back in the garden, it's back to 3.1 damage, which if you double that, that's 6.2 million. Now, interestingly, this is not the only item with a cooldown on it. For example, let's take out this Tomato. Now, as you can see, it also has a 2 seconds cooldown, but compared to the Mr. Carrot, this one only has a 1 second cooldown. So I'm guessing anything above like maybe 8k damage has a 2 second cooldown. I'm not entirely sure why it does this, to be honest, because obviously a 1 second cooldown on something that's already capped to going every 1 second basically just cancels itself out, so it doesn't really matter. The cooldown thing is kind of dumb. I mean, they could just change the damage to reflect it, but yeah, I guess that's secret true. It's a bit of an odd one, but yeah, that's true. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, and moving along to secret number 9. Apparently, you can dupe any plant using a special ghost method. Now, you probably don't understand what I mean by ghost method. Probably doesn't mean much. but apparently we can actually do stuff by using it. And basically that's literally just by messing with the inventory. So apparently if we spam stuff enough like this, we'll be able to do things. I honestly don't even know how that would possibly work, but let's give it a go nonetheless. So I am on an alt account because if this does work, it might just be bannable. So I'm not trying to get banned for this. And of course, if it is actually working and bannable, I'm not going to show you guys because that would ruin the game. But let's test it out. I don't think this is going to work anyways, so we should be fine. But apparently all we got to do is open in our inventory and spam it in and out of every slot a few times. Does go 7, 8, 9, 0. Then we have to quickly clear these ones out. Then we're going to put this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And now apparently when we click on this, it's going to duplicate itself. Now it must be in the 0 slot apparently. And then unequip. What the? What? Hello? That just duplicated 8 cactuses. Wait, can we just infinitely do this? What the hell? What? No, this is so broken. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you guys this, bro. Wait, what? No, that's so unfair. I can just infinitely... No way. I'm just duping so many cactuses. Wait, can we even plant these down? Ah, okay. So it must actually not work. They've actually thought of this. So it doesn't actually dupe them. Okay, yeah. That's what I expected. As you can see, I'm clicking on this thing and it doesn't work. I mean, let's try and sell it maybe. You need to equip something first. Okay, I see. Yeah. So these don't actually exist, if you know what I mean. So if we leave and rejoin, I presume these will be gone out of our inventory. And yeah, they're gone. So I presume I can show you guys this since it doesn't actually work. Also, I forgot to mention, you do also have to use an auto clicker when you're moving them. So you have to like click them as you go onto them, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that really makes sense, but you kind of have to click them like just before you equip them and as you're moving them. Like it's kind of hard to explain. Since it doesn't actually give you the real plant, it's just visual. I don't think it really matters. So we should be fine to show you guys this. That's myth confirmed. That was crazy. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on to myth number 10. Apparently there is another image that is hidden somewhere inside of the map. Now this one's kind of similar to the meow over inside of this rock, but this one is actually apparently in the central island. And it should be on one of these rocks, but I don't actually think there's any way to actually get across to them. I mean, we can try and zoom our camera out, but this is as far as the camera is possible to zoom out on. So it's either this rock or this rock that has its hidden side of it. But because we can't walk on water, I don't think there's actually any way of knowing. I don't think we can even get across to this rock either. Apparently some people have seen it, and if there is an image of it somewhere, I might put it up here on the screen. But if you're not seeing anything, that means that I couldn't find any image of it. But it's either in this rock or this rock if it does exist. But I don't know. Is it true or is it false? I'm going to put the answer on the screen now. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on to secret number 11. Apparently, the devs actually changed the Bombardiro Crocodilo to be the Aerolino Armadillo. And this right here is the replacement for the Bombardiro Crocodilo. If we go to the mythic index right here, as you guys can see, there is literally no Bombardiro Crocodilo in sight. That is because the Aerolino Armadillo replaced it. And the reason why they actually did this is because the Bombardiro Crocodilo actually has a very dark meaning. Basically, to explain this a little bit, in Steal a Brainrot and Plants vs. Brainrots, obviously there's Brainrots, and they all have different scripts that they go on. For example, like Brr Brr Patapim, he has a whole thing. I'm going to play it right now.
Brr brr patapim, il mio cappello è pieno di slim, nel bosco fitto e misterioso.
And unless you speak the language that was playing, you probably don't understand it, and that is because it's in Italian. Because it was in Italian, only Italian people could understand it, and that meant the creator of Bombardiro Crocodilo put something incredibly disrespectful as the translation. But because Bombardiro Crocodilo was such a popular meme among English speakers, not many people actually understood what it truly meant. And when you translate it back to English, you're going to find out that it means something incredibly disrespectful. Now, I'm not going to repeat what it means here on YouTube because it can get the video taken down. It is that bad. If you want to do your own research on that, you can Google it, but I wouldn't recommend it. It says some pretty crazy things, and I honestly don't know how it made its way to be that popular and people didn't realize. But I guess it's kind of a good thing that the devs did end up replacing it with the Aerolino Armadillo. Yeah, it's certainly crazy. but that is true. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so for the next one, apparently we can actually survive stepping on this water if we equip a brain rot out, and it will tank the damage for us. I honestly don't know how that works, but as you can see right here, if we jump onto the water, it instantly spawns us back to the garden. So what I'm going to do is take out like an egg or something, because as you can see right here, the legs kind of go through the ground like that. So I don't know, maybe it'll work. Let's go right down here. Oh, what? Let's try like, what? That's crazy. Let's try this. So it's on the ground there. Oh, what? It just TPs me back instantly. Let's try this big shrimbino. This is probably the biggest thing I have in the game. So let's try jumping down here. Yeah, no, I don't think this is working. Oh, well, I don't really think that works. But for now, that is a fake secret or myth. Let's move on to the next one. And for secret number 13, I'm inside of a public server, and we're going to be testing if we can enter through the central island through other players' portals. Now, as you can see, if I go through this one, it teleports me straight to the central island. Now, that is my own one, and we all know that works, but I actually have never tried going through another player's portal. So this is another player's base. As you can see, let's walk over here. Is it going to TP us? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it's just there to protect it in case someone hasn't bought it yet. But regardless, let's just try this other player's one. Yeah, I don't think this is working. So yeah, I would say that this is a fake myth because as you can see, I can't really get through any of this. But obviously, I can get through my own portal. So obviously, no, that is not true. This does not work. Let's move straight on to the next one. So for myth number 14, I am on the Roblox sign up page. Because if you didn't know, when you first join Plants vs. Brainrots, it gives you a set of badges that spells out plants. And just to show you guys real quick, plants, these are the badges, and it will spell them out. And basically, everybody that ever plays the game will get these. But we're going to test whether or not we can avoid getting them by leaving the game the instant that we join for the first time. Now, obviously, you can delete badges, but it doesn't really matter. I still want to test it anyways. So let's join a normal server. Keep in mind, we're on a brand new account here, and we got it instantly. Okay, we were too slow there. Let's try that one again. I got it this time, don't worry. All right, here's a new account. Now we got to quickly leave. Okay, open Roblox game client. Okay, I left instantly there. As you can see, I only got the little thing on the side for 2 of the badges. So if we tab back to our profile right here, we only have A and TS. I got a little bit more than 2, but we're missing out on the P and the L, which is kind of cool. So we only have ants. I would like to leave it like that, so I just got ants on my profile. But we're going to rejoin real quick, and let's see if it gives us those badges on our next playtime. Yep, we got those additional 2 badges. Well, you can't completely avoid them, but you can if you just never play the game again. So if we reload, we should now have the P and the L. But I'm going to go ahead and delete both of these from my inventory because I only want the ants. There we go. We're back to ants. Okay, yeah, myth true. Moving on to the next one. And now for secret number 15, apparently the game automatically rejoins you if you go AFK for 20 minutes. Now, this is all to avoid the automatic disconnection message after you're AFK and not moving on your game for more than 20 minutes. And I think this is actually a pretty smart idea if true, because it keeps the concurrent player count up and also makes AFKing a whole lot easier. So basically, just before the 20-minute disconnection timer goes up on your screen and disconnects you, the game will reload you back into the server and you'll be back playing again without even moving. Now, I'm pretty sure I know that this already works, but we're just going to test it for the purpose of this video. We're going to put a timer up here in the right-hand side of the screen. We're also going to go on the lowest graphics so that my PC doesn't have a panic attack. And we're also going to turn on performance mode and hide plant attacks. Now we're going to start the timer and it should be going now. We're going to go AFK and not move anything for 20 minutes and we're going to see if it really rejoins us. So there we go. I'll be right back. Okay, well, I am back, and that may have been a little bit longer than 20 minutes, but yes, we did rejoin the game, and that is 100% myth confirmed. The game does rejoin you after it expires after the 20-minute period. So, that's myth confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. And for number 16, apparently the most useless thing that you can buy with Robux inside of Plants vs. Brainrots is this grow all thing right here. Now, there are lots of things that you can buy in the game, like this OP plant, the starter pack, the limited egg, these card packs, and the server lock. The server lock and the potions, as well as some extra permanent game passes right here. Now, things I would never buy in this game are the starter plants pack, because this stuff is so easy to get. You can get it in like 10 minutes Don't know why you'd need 149 Robux to do that. However, at 199 Robux, this nearly costs as much as the VIP Game Pass and the extra space. This is probably the worst for the value you get per price. You could probably do the same thing with literally just water buckets, and they're so cheap. Like, look how many water buckets I have. 25 premium and 72 water buckets regular. So this thing is terrible. Unless you're just an absolute pay-to-win loser and just have no time in your hands, I would personally never buy this, especially if you're already good at the game. There's literally no reason to do that. But this is absolute rubbish. Like, just don't buy it. So yep, that's a true secret. Moving on to the next one. And moving on to secret number 17. You guys probably aren't going to believe this one, but apparently if you like and subscribe on this video, the next plant that you plant is going to be neon and huge, like this Shrombino. Just trust me, when you like and subscribe, your luck just magically goes insane. You're gonna want to test this one out, trust. Definitely myth confirmed. So let's move on to the next one. And moving on to myth number 18, apparently the 6th island inside of the map is actually uninhabitable. That means that this base right here can never be used by any player. Now, there is actually a special reason why there is 6 islands, but only a server cap of 5. And that is because in some rare cases, the server can glitch and accidentally allow in one more person than needed. And in order to not break the game, there is a spare island here. Now, to prove that this is actually uninhabitable, we're going to leave the game and head into a public server real quick. So let's join into a 4 out of 5 people max server. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here. And as you can see right here, the server is full and nobody is on this one. So this one right here is completely uninhabitable. And unless the server breaks, there will be no reason why anybody should have their base here. So it's incredibly rare. And if you actually end up spawning here, just know you're very, very lucky. So you probably should screenshot it or something. I don't know, but that's myth confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. And moving on to secret number 19, apparently the leveling system actually caps out at level B, which in Roman numerals is 5. Now, it's honestly kind of hard to know whether or not it's actually true, because there's not actually that much information out there on the leveling system. But basically, what I'm pretty sure it does is every single time you get one, it goes from I, and then IV, and then V. And then each time it levels up the money here. So basically, it just boosts up the money every single time the level goes higher. And apparently that caps out at 5. So this right here is supposedly the maxed out version. So 6 in Roman numerals is VI, and I don't think I have any VI items. Nope. So I think I is just 1. II. See, I have II. I have an II, then IV, this is an IV, and then I have a V there. But I've never seen a VI. I mean, this right here, this is an II. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Like, if you guys have seen a VI, let me know in the comments, because I personally haven't, but it's kind of hard to know if this is true or false. But from what I've seen, this appears to be true. So yeah, myth true. Let's move on to the next one. And now for secret number 20, apparently there is no way to mass delete eggs. Now, when I see eggs, I'm talking about these things. I appear to have a lot of them here. And let's say I want to get rid of my 142 gold meme or 228 regular meme lucky eggs. I don't believe there's any way to sell this. Let's put, I want to sell this. You need to equip something. Bro, I am holding that egg. So to prove if there is a way of deleting them at mass, we're probably going to have to sell our whole inventory. So let's type in here eggs. I want to sell my brainrots. Let's see if it gets rid of them. No, it did not. I still have every single one of these eggs. So in order for me to get rid of them, I have to open each and every single one of them and then delete them. So that means I'd have to open probably like 600 eggs. That is crazy. I will not be doing all that, but it's going to take a while when I actually need to get rid of them. That's going to be a pain. Hopefully, in a future update, they'll add a way to mass delete eggs, because currently, there is not one, and some people are stuck with a whole inventory full of them. And by the way, these things are practically useless. Like, most of the stuff that I have in my inventory right now will be equivalent to, like, 20k max that it will give me, and I highly doubt any of this will go here, since my worst item on my brainrots is 196k a second. So yep, that is myth confirmed. That is true. Let's move on to the next one. Now for secret number 21, it has been claimed that the worst card in the game is called Cactus Flurry. Now, I have a lot of cards, so it's going to be kind of hard to determine which one is the worst, but certainly the most common one is the Cactus Flurry. Now, I have a base card pack here, which is the worst card pack, So let's go ahead and open it, and we are most likely going to get one. Well, we got a pumpkin flurry and a sunflower flurry, but no cactus flurry. So clearly the flurry cards are actually the most common. But which one is the worst? Now obviously if I come over here to the seed shop, you can see that the worst item in the shop is the cactus. So the least likely one you'll be using is of course the cactus, making the cactus one slightly worse than the pumpkin and sunflower one. So basically, unless you're a brand new player to the game, using the cactus flurry is going to be very bad, because to even use it, you have to have cactuses placed. So if I scroll over here to the cactus flurry, you can see cactus have a 10% chance to attack +1 times, which is utterly terrible. You'll probably gain like an additional 10 damage, and unless you're a brand new player, in which I doubt you even have a card pack yet, there is going to be 0 point in using this card. Now obviously I can't test all these cards to confirm that, but considering that the flurry cards are the easiest to get, they must be the worst, and they apply to different plants, and the worst one is the cactus. So based on all that, we can assume that the cactus flurry is, yes, indeed, the worst card in the game. If you're using that card, literally, you're probably better off unequipping it, because the cactus is terrible, and so is the card. Myth confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, and now for secret number 22, it is another card-related myth. And this one says that using the Rizroot manifestation card lets you bypass the 17x luck maximum. So let's unequip my monetary masterpiece card, and we're going to swap it out for the Rizroot. I'm going to swap it out for the epic Rizroot manifestation tier epic that increases the luck by 50%. So let's equip that, and I don't believe my luck went up at all there. So if that was true, it would take my luck above 17, but clearly it hasn't. So that is a myth false. If you are using this Rizroot manifestation card and you're already at 17x luck, just know that you're wasting your time. So probably unequip it, and I'm going to equip back to my monetary masterpiece card and say that that myth and secret is 100% fake. No, you can't bypass the limit using Rizroot manifestation. Would be cool if you could, but unfortunately you can't. So that's myth false. Let's move on to the next one. And for secret number 23, inside of the shop, there is apparently another picture of Meow. Now, I'm referring to that other one at the start of the video where there was that picture of Meow in here. But if we go over to the shop, there should be a Meow hidden in here somewhere. Anything in here? Group rewards? No. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. Oh wait, it's behind the X. So yeah, I mean, that's 100% true. There's a Meow inside of the X button of this shop. Now, normally it doesn't look like that, but if we hover our mouse over it, you can see it appears like that. That is pretty funny. I don't know why they chose to add that there, but I guess the devs must love the Meow. So that is 100% true. There is in fact a picture of Meow inside the shop. Myth confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, and for myth number 24, apparently when you're doing the little raid things to unlock the new biomes and some extra rewards, apparently the brainrots actually kill your plants. And to be honest, I haven't really been paying attention to all of the fights, because every single time that I do one of the battles, I literally just go AFK, let the plants handle it. But if we watch this clip here on screen right now, you guys are seeing the plants go gray and they can get destroyed. So right now you can't see any HP, but in that clip there actually is HP on every plant. So that is very interesting. I've honestly never seen that. Like, I don't know how new that is, but maybe I just haven't been paying full attention. So yes, number 24 is true. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so myth number 25 is kind of a silly one, but I just wanted to test it out regardless. And apparently the plant extractor is actually useless. So I put a few cocoa tanks in here earlier, and we're now ready to claim it. So we're going to see what it's going to give us. So 3, 2, 1. We got 10 small EXP. So let's actually see how much this gives to, for example, a level 1 King Limon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It didn't even get it to level 2, and I gave what, like 4 cocoa tanks for that? Holy value loss. I know that's not much of a secret, but like, I just wanted to test it out because I honestly never used this machine, and I don't think many players actually even use it, because honestly the rewards that it gives are trash. It'd be good if it gave like an EXP star or whatever it's called that actually just fully levels it up. That'd be well more worth it. But yeah, this is the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.